no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They're deceived with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Come on now. Come on. This is what we had.
Totally unfazed by any of this. There we go. Welcome everyone to the stream, or Keeping It Real Goes Right. Welcome back to the review show, I should say. We're Keeping It Real Goes Right. AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2023, the third edition of the annual spectacular, has just wrapped. One of the most fun Dynamites we've seen in a... on me again? Amazing. One of the most significant Dynamites by far we have seen in a very long time. I'm Q for Real Take Wrestling. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. We have so much to talk about today. If you want to make sure your chat or statement, question, whatever is read out, answered on the air, be sure to leave a super chat. We've got a lot to talk about today. AEW Grand Slam, third edition, like I said, third annual edition of this spectacular show is in the books. We saw new champions crowned. We saw some stuff that we didn't expect to see, some stuff that reportedly did not go as planned, as well as some awesome wrestling in a main event that lived up to the expectations, at least in my opinion. Let's start off with the top Opening match, Eddie Kingston, Claudio Castagnoli, the latter defending the ROH World Championship. What a match this was. Eddie Kingston, the guy who is known as the most beloved star in AEW, the most beloved wrestler out there right now. Like, there's not that many guys who the fans have an affection for and an attraction to like Eddie Kingston. He speaks to the fans in a way that no wrestler really does right now. And seeing him in this stage, opening up Dynamite in what was a spectacular match between himself and Claudio Castagnoli. Like, a match that I didn't think was going to be as good as it was. I thought it was going to be a good match, but I was like hoping that we would get Eddie Kingston winning, which of course we did. Eddie Kingston did defeat Claudio Castagnoli, winner-take-all match for the ROH World and Strong Openweight title. 15 minutes, 15 seconds long. Great wrestling. Kingston beating Claudio signifies, I think it was actually a little, I guess, appropriate for this show, because we saw the show start with, this match, and at the end of the match, we saw Claudio extend his hand out and show respect, and Eddie Kingston, after all these years of hating Claudio, after all these years of, pushing ahead with this beef he had against Claudio Castagnoli, he finally put it all to bed. It was finally put to rest tonight, nail in the coffin. It's over. They shook hands. Eddie Kingston won the battle, and in his home state, Eddie Kingston became the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Championship belt that Ian Riccaboni rightly said that many of Eddie Kingston's friends have held. Low Key, Homicide, and of course the late great Jay Briscoe holding that ROH World title with pride. And now it is the guy, the heart and soul of AEW, the heart and soul now of Ring of Honor, Eddie Kingston. And there really couldn't be a better Ring of Honor World Champion than Eddie Kingston. I really think so. I don't think there's anyone more perfect right now to be the Ring of Honor World Champion than Eddie Kingston. A guy who has been overlooked, a guy who has been thought of as an afterthought his entire career, who right now had a career resurgence in AEW, and someone who right now, like I said before, one of the most beloved people in all of wrestling, period. That's the guy to helm your title. That's the guy to carry your TV. And the fact that he got to have this crowning moment, a world championship win in Grand Slam in New York City, his home state, just an awesome feeling, awesome sentiment, awesome moment. I loved it. And if you're obviously a fan of wrestling, if you've been a fan of Eddie Kingston's for a while, like I have, you're gonna feel some type of way. Like, look, it was a little emotional. I didn't cry or anything. I'm a man. I don't cry. No, but come on, it was really nice to see. It was nice to see, because you could tell, even the if you're watching the live show, you can tell by the look on his face right now, man. It's awesome. We got Ango in the chat saying, great episode of Dynamite. Wish they'd give me this shit every week. Hey, man. Yeah, I wish they'd give me this shit every week too, because tonight was exactly what Dynamite could be. Tonight, AEW showed you exactly what they're capable of. Was it all perfect? No, and we'll get to some of the imperfections later. But tonight was a great night of wrestling, and honestly, I really think that this is something they can build off of. People forget, AEW, of course, had their big, they had their big, I don't want to say coming out party, because they were already big, but they had a massive evolution, I want to say, back in the summer of 2021. Of course, that's when they brought in Punk, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and then, TV got hot, attendance got hot, and right now, I was literally thinking about this earlier today, right now they've hit a weird period where they're not selling as many tickets. TV ratings are fine, given what they are and where we are with the whole television landscape, but the attendance obviously isn't as hot as it was, and eventually we were going to have this. There was going to be a bit of a lull period in AEW where, people don't, part with their money as easily for professional wrestling. Of course, pay-per-view wise, they're doing great. They just sold like almost 200,000 for All In. They had like almost 100,000 the week after for All Out. But the point is, like, I think that if you're AEW, your main job right now should be to put on as much kick-ass professional wrestling as you can. As I said in a previous show I did, up your marketing a little bit, because one thing I can tell you, as someone who works in marketing, who works in public affairs, you need to get the word out for these events way sooner than the day of, because there was all this news from WrestleTix, right? WrestleTix, great resource, by the way, if you want to follow attendance and if you're into that thing. WrestleTix reported that there was like a massive increase in like the day before as far as ticket sales go. Like they moved like almost like 1,200 tickets or something like that the day before leading up to Grand Slam. And the reason for that was you had Tony Khan doing media. You had MJF doing media. You had all these people, Chris Statlander included, doing media in the local market. What's the fact that, and like, I think Andrew Zarian was talking about on his podcast earlier this week. He was talking about the fact that, you know, there wasn't the amount of advertising for this event or last year's event as there was for the first event. For the first Grand Slam, you saw apparently like, you know, billboards, you saw advertisements on the subway, like they were everywhere. You knew, if you lived in New York, you knew that whatever the company, AEW, you didn't know, you might not know what it was, but you knew that AEW Grand Slam was a thing. It was there in front of you. Past few years, that hasn't been the case. And I think like the marketing and the bad marketing, I should say, is one of the reasons we're seeing, you know, a not so great movement of tickets, a not so great movement of you know, like, or a not so great, you know, attendance for AEW. They're doing like, before this, like, this was, I think, like, they had like nearly 10,000 people, but last week they had like 3,000 for Dynamite. I think it ended up being like 4,000. Collision, is doing like somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 a week. Like, that's not great. You don't want that, because, you know, half the arena is going to be empty. But at the same time, you know, your main focus obviously should be putting on a great television show, and hopefully the fans will come back. Again, AEW proved what they're capable of tonight. Hopefully they can continue. Another match we saw on this card was for the International Championship. Jon Moxley defending against Rey Fenix. Of course, the news coming out of this is, you know, a potential injury, or I don't even want to speak on what it could be, actually. All we know is something happened at the end of this match that did not seem right. And Rey Fenix ended up getting the win, but it was after one of those weird, you know, like not Paul Turner, Rick Knox, my least favorite AEW referee. Rick Knox did one of those weird 2 counts that was not supposed to go that way. It was a weird thing. Anyway, Moxley did not seem to be okay. And then we've learned since then, or video surfacing of people who were there, that he walked off under his own power at the end. However, he did not walk away with the AEW International Championship. New champion Rey Fenix, now 2/3 of Death Triangle, have been a singles champion in AEW. Rey Fenix winning after his pile driver. I think that this is an interesting thing. We're all kind of distracted right now with the potential injury or whatever happened to Moxley. Of course, obviously, we all hope Jon Moxley's okay. Like, first and foremost, like, that is the most important thing, that Jon Moxley, a guy who has given me countless hours of entertainment, countless hours of release and an absolute, like, you know, like, just distracted me when I'm feeling down in my life. Like, I want him to be okay. At the end of the day, I like, he can wrestle, all that stuff, but I want him to be okay. And I think that's what we should want for all wrestlers. But Jon Moxley, you know, he hit his head on the mat. It didn't look good. It looks like maybe he was potentially knocked out. Again, don't want to speak too much on it, but I hope that he's okay. He walked off under his own power. Renee Paquette apparently came out as well. Hopefully he's good. But with Rey Fenix as your international championship, whether or not it was intentional, whether or not this is the way things were supposed to go, I think there's a lot you can do here, especially in Wrestle Dream. And Rey Fenix is a guy I have raved about ad nauseum on this podcast, ad nauseum on this channel, ad nauseum in general. Rey Fenix right now, still to this day, is probably the most entertaining performer in the ring to watch. Now, did he do everything perfect? And was this match the perfect display of everything he can do? No. But pound for pound, I feel like that guy is like the best guy to watch. Like, he's just the most entertaining. He does things that you didn't think were possible. Like he's just flying all over the place. I'll tell you what, like my dream match for a while has been Rey Fenix versus Montez Ford. There will never be, I know, a WWE versus AEW Forbidden Door event. If there ever was, that would be one of the first matches on my list. Rey Fenix, Montez Ford. Just let him go. Just let him go. To give him 20, let him go. Let him have at it. Let's just enjoy whatever the hell happens there. But there's a lot you can do with Rey Fenix as an international championship. And also this cements Rey Fenix. That's the thing we haven't even talked about yet. This cements Rey Fenix as a great singles wrestler, because we've known he's won the AEW World Tag Team Championships along with his brother. We know that he's a great tag team wrestler. And if you've followed Rey Fenix, you know that he's a great singles wrestler. But I think for a lot of people who may not watch AEW week to week, people who may not be as familiar with Rey Fenix, you're just like, oh, isn't he in a tag team? This allows a wider audience to see what Rey Fenix as a singles guy can do on a week-to-week basis. And at some point, if you fantasy booking hat on, you wanna put a killer ass feud to this title reign, it should be Rey Fenix versus his brother Penta. Penta versus Rey Fenix. Two brothers. Now we got to fight each other on some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. This would be absolutely epic. Whether it happens at Wrestle Dream, whether it happens at Full Gear, whether it happens at whatever the thing in between, a Dynamite Collision in between, that's a match that should happen for a championship in AEW. Both men wanting to prove themselves not only as great wrestlers, not only as all-time tag team guys, but as great singles wrestlers, as people who can make it on their own. And the only thing standing in between that is that title. There's a great story you can tell there, and it's a real one, because these are, in fact, real brothers who have traveled the world, had, in my opinion, the greatest steel cage match of all time. It's gonna be cool. We got Cheese in the chat. I'm just gonna say, I hopefully is that right. Cheze. I don't know. Let me know how to say it. Too many injuries. It scares me though. Yeah. The injury. Yeah. I mean, we haven't even talked. Moxley, of course. Haven't even talked about Adam Cole yet. I don't even really know what happened to Cole. I think he fell off I know what happened to him, but obviously we don't know the extent of what happened to him. He was limping though at the end. We'll talk about that later, but hopefully he's okay, because you cannot have Adam Cole getting injured if you're Tony Khan. You're just like, oh my God. No. And of course, we don't want to see Adam Cole get injured. Says Rey Fenix won the trios title also, maybe the first AEW Grand Slam champion. I think he would have to win the World Championship next, right? Yeah. Oh no. He hasn't won the TNT Championship, but I think he's like probably the closest one. Yeah, probably the closest one to actually getting there. Be epic though if he was able to get that. Big pay-per-view field tonight. I think so. I think there were a lot of matches on this card that had big pay-per-view field. The only one that you know what? Actually, no, there wasn't a match on this card that didn't have a big pay-per-view feel to me. Because even like, and again, we'll talk about the women's match in a second, but you know what really, Toni Storm needs to get her due. Toni Storm has been doing an immaculate job getting over her current gimmick and entertaining the hell out of this wrestling analyst. I think like the watch out for this shoe thing is I don't know why. It just entertains me. The fact that Toni Storm is out here beating Ruby Soho with with flip-flops or whatever it is, slippers. I find it quite entertaining, and I love it. And I love the fact that she's like a callback to like this like mythical like 1950s cinematic, caricature. Like I think it's cool. I think it's dope. Like she's Marilyn Monroe updated. Like whatever it is, it's working for me. It's camp as all hell. It is camp as all hell, and I love that. Like I'm a guy who like. Once upon a time, Vince McMahon walked out on Survivor Series holding Cleopatra's egg. Everybody in the world that night was poo-pooing that storyline except me. I was out there like, yes, and we're gonna get, and somebody stole the egg, and I was like, we're gonna get a whodunit on Raw. This is amazing. I was so looking forward to finding out who had robbed Vince McMahon of Cleopatra's egg. Lo and behold, it was Austin Theory, and there was like no investigation. There was no campiness at all to the rest of it. I'm getting all of that from Toni Storm. I love it. She's awesome. She's, of course, great in the ring. I wish they would have gotten more than 8 minutes. I thought that the match was actually just like hitting another gear when they abruptly ended it. But say la vie. Say la vie. Hopefully they continue this feud. Maybe into Wrestle Dream. Maybe we get a rematch. Wrestle Dream, no Ruby Soho at ringside or something like that. That's something that I want to see. Just these two going at it for 15, 20 minutes. Would love that. We got, it's pronounced Chase. My bad. I will say that correct moving forward. Chase. But yeah, so Saraya, of course, retained against against Toni Storm. Again, rematch. Hopefully we're getting one at Wrestle Dream. If not, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. Moving on, we had Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. Or as JR would say, Sammy Guevara. A great callback, and as Excalibur, I believe, on the broadcast mentioned, great callback to WrestleMania 19, Seattle, Washington. Of course, the home of AEW Wrestle Dream, where your boy officially bought his plane ticket. He is going to Wrestle Dream. I will be there in Seattle at the Climate Pledge Arena. Big shout out to the Climate Pledges. Or climate pledging in general. We love to save the world. I will be there. But callback to WrestleMania 19 in Seattle, Washington at Seiko Field. Chris Jericho coming out to the light-up jacket to wrestle Shawn Michaels. They, of course, mentioned that Chris Jericho did that the first time he wrestled Shawn Michaels, and Sammy Guevara tonight during his entrance came out to a light-up jacket on, it kind of honoring that and paying tribute to that. Of course, like Chris Jericho, you could tell before the match even started, he had a smile on his face. It was great. Like, it was absolutely great to see. Like, you could tell, like, Jericho was like proud to have this match. Like this is something he's been looking forward to, and I think people were complaining about the build. Like, oh, it's what is this? They're like friends or whatever. I'm like, this is probably something that Jericho's wanted to do, and Sammy's wanted to do. Obviously, working together for a while, and they just said, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Like Sammy's gonna join the Don Callis family, which by the way happened. Anyway, let's just do it because I want to wrestle him. I want us to have a match, and I want this to be cool. And it was a very cool moment. Sammy Guevara went for a shooting star press. Jericho reverses into the code breaker. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho pulling a fast one and winning against Sammy Guevara, but that wasn't it. At the end, we've been talking about WrestleMania 19 as long as we've been talking about this match. At the end, Jericho saying, I got you, Sammy. Sammy Guevara coming up to Chris Jericho. They go in for a hug. They embrace each other. And then Sammy Guevara pulls away and kicks Chris Jericho right in the no-nos. When I tell you I saw this coming and I was looking forward to it the entire time, I mean it. That was awesome. It was a great callback. I am not someone who generally likes to like copy or whatever, historic angles like that. This fit because it was a very similar story with Shawn and Chris. Obviously, Shawn and Chris weren't as close as Sammy and Jericho are, but kind of like, like two of the same wrestlers of their generation, like kind of like that mentor mentee kind of thing. I always watched you grow up type of thing. Like that story is so universal, and I think like the way that it was kind of built up over the past few weeks, where Jericho and Sammy Guevara were talking about their history. They were talking about the fact that they've been together in AEW since day one. It played into this, and everything that has happened, I should say, between these two, from Dynamite 1 in Washington, D.C. to tonight at Grand Slam in Arthur Ashe Stadium, led up to the moment where Sammy Guevara finally stood tall over Chris Jericho, even in defeat. Because at the end, he's aligned himself with Don Callis, and we're going to see a whole new Sammy Guevara. We've been seeing generally the same person with the Sammy Guevara character for a while, because there really hasn't been any evolution to his character ever since he came in. He was just kind of like a cocky underdog. And of course, we all know he's a great wrestler. We all know that he's capable of cutting promos and all that, but he kind of still has that weird, like, cocky, arrogant, underdog, young guy kind of vibe, Maybe not underdog, but young guy. And I think tonight will go a long way, hopefully, to kind of shedding that persona, shedding that whatever. So we'll see what happens. I just know that Don Callis will definitely make this worth watching. Man can get heat like nobody else in professional wrestling. Let's go to the chat real quick. We got Chase in the chat saying, I'm subscribing to Ango as a fan of both channels. It's awesome to see the interaction. Cool to see you collab. Well, actually, me and Ango have already done a few shows together over the years. I think, we've done a few shows together. So, hopefully we can do another one. Would love to do that with my man. Big shout out to Ango. He, I don't mention this much, but like he's one of the reasons that I, decided to go off and start this specific channel. So big shout out to him. If you love the content, you love watching this stuff, go thank him one of these days. So again, shout out to my man. All right, what's up next? We got. We already talked about. We actually already talked about 4 of the 5 matches. There's only one more left. Samoa Joe, the Ring of Honor TV champion, taking on MJF for the latter's AEW World Championship. A lot of hoopla around this match for multiple reasons. You had, of course, the main plot. Samoa Joe, MJF, 7 years in the making. Ever since Samoa Joe pushed MJF, a 20-year-old MJF, during his entrance at, I believe it was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Oh, God, 7. Let's do some math. Was it 2016? May have been 2016. I think it was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2016. Go fact check me on that one. But ever since that day where they were doing that entrance, MJF was just Samoa Joe's security guard, and he pushed him. Samoa Joe just pushes him against the wall, and you could see there's a face on MJF like, what'd you just do? The fact that they were able to play off of that 7 years later, and MJF is as hot as he is, probably the best thing on wrestling television right now. It's immaculate. The stars aligned. This was exactly what I wanted it to be. MJF has been seething for 7 years. And the guy, MJF, who's been always trying to cheat to win, guy who's always been like, I don't need to fight tonight. I don't need to defend my title. I'm MJF. I don't wrestle multiple times a week. What did he do the second? Like, he just had a grueling match defending his ROH World Tag Team titles at AEW All Out. What did he do? The second Samoa Joe comes by, gives him a little shove after this grueling match where his neck is injured, zero fear in his eyes, all anger, MJF runs his ass to the ring and attacks Samoa Joe from behind, zero fear. That's how mad he is. That's how much anger has been brewing in MJF over the past 7 years. And it all came out in that moment, and it came out tonight. Before the match, MJF cut a promo saying that tonight he is going to choke out Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, of course, cut a promo saying the opposite. There was this weird, side plot with Roderick Strong, of course, neck health awareness, who called Adam Cole and told him, "Hey man, I'm sick. I'm not doing great. Adam, all that stuff." So Adam Cole went to the hospital, and he wasn't there for MJF's entrance, and he wasn't there for most of the match. So without Adam Cole, his best friend Adam Cole, MJF went out there, fought Samoa Joe. These two had a great match. Awesome match. Fun. Joe brought out a table, did an Iranagi to MJF through a table. At one point, MJF and Samoa Joe kind of exchanged low blows with the referee's back turned. And Samoa Joe hits the low blow and then goes for the muscle buster off the top rope. And MJF kicks out. Samoa Joe's face in that moment was something to behold. He could not believe what had happened. He could not believe what he was seeing or what had just occurred before him. He hit MJF with his best shot, and the kid stood up, and the kid kicked out. So then, Samoa Joe, incensed, goes to choke MJF out. Referee puts his arm up once, down. Out of the corner of his eye, or the corner of my eye at least, I could see Adam Cole running down the ramp, jumping off the ramp and kind of landing awkwardly, which we will get to in a second, and then limping his way to the view of Max as the referee puts his arm up 2 times and it falls down twice. Adam Cole starts screaming MJF's name, Max, Max, Max. Referee puts his arm up for a 3rd time. Arm comes down, but not all the way. MJF raises it up, avoids the TKO, and he's back in business because his best friend, Adam Cole, baby, has willed him back. Finish of the match. We saw the referee leap out of the ring in a weird spot. I don't know what Paul Turner was doing. He leaped out of the ring, out of the way of a spot. He didn't need to be injured, but I guess he was, which allowed MJF to use something. I don't know what it was, whether it was like a wire, whether it was some tape or whatever. He used something to wrap around the neck of Samoa Joe, get some leverage, and help choke him. And then he was able to lock in a sleeper hold. And referee Paul Turner comes back in. Samoa Joe done. Down for the count. MJF retains and is still your All Elite Wrestling World's Heavyweight Championship. Championship. Boom. I feel like Justin Roberts there. MJF retains the championship. Samoa Joe cannot believe it after the match. Adam Cole is limping all over the place. Again, we'll talk about that in just a second. But at the end, Samoa Joe, in defeat, pushes Adam Cole, locks eye to eye with MJF, extends his hand out, and just like we saw at the beginning of the night with Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston, handshake, respect shown, hatchets buried, and moments made. AEW Grand Slam tonight was an epic show. Loved it. I don't know if you want me to, I'll give it a star rating. Sure, we'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 because there is rarely ever a perfect show. Whatever you want. A 95% is an A, people. So big shout out to AEW. Put on a kick-ass wrestling show. Loved it. And especially after the week I've had, really a special show for me. Of course, injuries. Chase brought it up earlier. Here's what I'll say. Don't know what happened to Adam Cole. I'll see if anyone has officially reported anything to do with this. I doubt anything's even available right now. but Adam Cole was limping. So here's what happened. When Adam Cole came down to kind of help will MJF through this, the way that the ramp set up going to the ring in Arthur Ashe is a little different because it kind of like leads up to the ring rather than, like kind of like down on an angle. It's like, here's the ring and here's the ramp. Usually like there's a walkway like between there, but then tonight it was like directly like connected to the ring basically. So what that does is on the sides, there's a lot of room. And then there's some area where you're going to fall if you're not looking. Adam Cole jumped off, I think, and basically like tweaked his ankle or his leg or something. And he was limping around from that second. And that limp got stronger and stronger as the night got on, and more noticeable and more noticeable the longer that show went on. And at the end, he was basically like limping in some visible pain in the ring as he was celebrating with MJF. Not going to speculate, but yeah, there is one guy you cannot afford to lose right now. It is Adam Cole, baby. I'm just watching the replay right now. Yeah, he just fell right off that side. I'm not sure why AEW has that. I know that sometimes they scale these buildings in a weird way, like especially tonight with like for an arena that has like almost like 25,000 seats or whatever. They scaled it down to like 10,000. So the ramp, so like I guess the stage is a little closer to the ring, so maybe that's why they had that ramp. But man, I don't like it. I don't. If like it's not worth getting your talent hurt over. Hopefully he's okay. I really, really, really hope he's okay. But God, what a night, guys! What a night of pro wrestling. An absolutely epic affair. Loved it. And I loved spending this time with you guys. We're about to wrap this show up. If you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, I want to announce tentatively, I haven't really fully launched this yet. Put up a few videos though already on a new channel. Go follow it. You can go follow it right now on YouTube. Subscribe to it, I should say, on YouTube at RTW Clips. At RTW Clips on YouTube. If you search that, it'll take you right to it. So go check that out. In fact, I'll just, what am I doing here? I'm just going to put the link in the chat because that's the smart thing to do, isn't it? But I'll put the link in the chat. Some things in the channel over the next few weeks will probably change. And again, I have not plugged it at all, but some things will probably change. But it's getting ahead of the game. If you guys want to, subscribe there, go ahead and stay tuned. I already have like one video on CM Punk. I have a video that I took from All Out there. So go check that out. All right. I think we've done it here. We have done it. We have talked about AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. AEW Rampage, of course, a 2-hour edition is coming up this Friday night exclusively on TNT, as Excalibur would say. Going to be fun to see that. I can't wait for Collision this weekend. AEW Collision is going to have a Texas death match with my favorite wrestler of all time, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, against Ricky Starks on free TV. Guys, if you didn't see All Out, if you didn't see Ricky Starks versus Bryan Danielson, tune in on Collision. These two put on one of the best shows I've ever seen, or one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life live. I have a hunch that they're going to put on a great one this Saturday. So go check that out. Of course, we'll be covering that. And, of course, I will be in Seattle for Wrestle Dream on October 1st. That should be a fun time, too. Chase is going to close us out here saying AEW seems to be AEW seems to get a well substitute of CM Punk with MJF as he helped buying tickets and big star power by his presence and aura. Absolutely. MJF, as I said before, he is the best thing on television right now, on wrestling television right now. Roman isn't on television, guys. I know people want to say Roman is not on television. He has not been on television since SummerSlam. It is the MJF show. Sorry. Well, that disappoints some people. It is true. MJF is the best world champion on television today. You can't fight that fact. So I love everything they're doing with him and Adam Cole, baby. I love the story that they're telling. Face MJF is not something that I thought I needed so soon, but I don't want to let it go. Like, this might be one of the best natural stories ever. That's how awesome this is. Chase just subscribed to RTW Clips. Thank you so much, Chase. Guys, it has been an absolute blast hanging out with you guys for the past 30, 40, however many minutes it's been. I love it. I love you guys. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. And until next time, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your week. Hope you have a blessed weekend coming up. And be sure to keep it real. See you next time.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you